the day in question, I was flying one of 16 aircraft from 77 Squadron, and we were operating in the general area of Pyongyang, which is the North Korean capital. At the time, there were probably 30 or 40 US Air Force Sabres engaging probably an equal number of MiG-15s. Our formation was flying probably several thousand feet below the Americans, and the first indication I had of any real danger was when I observed three distinct lines of tracer ammunition going over my left wing. Instinctively, I pulled away from these bullets, and by simply just going into a hard right turn. I'd hardly begun the turn when I observed a MiG-15 fly straight underneath me. My immediate impression was that this was too good an opportunity to miss, so I reversed and started to follow him, and I accelerated at the same time. When he was probably a couple of hundred yards in front, I started firing, and he was still, although I was accelerating, he was still moving away from me. But finally, some of the bullets obviously hit his aircraft, because there was a large plume of smoke was emitted from around the fuselage area. And the next thing I saw was this aircraft sort of pitch up, obviously out of control. And as I was aware that there were other MiGs in the area, I rolled to the left and started into a hard turn, just to ensure that there was nobody behind me. And as I went into the turn, the flight leader observed the pilot of the MiG to bail out. He ejected, and his parachute deployed, and presumably he landed safely. Meanwhile, our section of 4 aircraft regrouped, and we continued flying there for another 10 or 15 minutes before we redeployed or flew back to the base. The whole thing took maybe 30 seconds, but that's the nature of air combat these days. Sort of long, sort of drawn out dogfighting is something that was sort of relegated to World War II, really, with jet aircraft using so much fuel. Unless it's you've got to get into it and out of it in a hurry, otherwise you won't have enough fuel to get home.